Hello, good morning. My name is Parneet Kaur and my group members are Jashanpreet Kaur Gill, Naprit Kaur, Priyanka, Robinpreet Kaur, Arshdeep Singh and Uday. Our topic is Rankin Garage Sales and JJ. In the second slide, we are considering all the content about case background and context, legal principles and duty of care, court decisions and reasoning, conclusions and implications for future cases. In the third slide, we discuss about case background and context further. Overview of the incident involving JJ, incident summary. The incident involving JJ centers around a dispute arising from an alleged negligence claim where JJ actions at Rankin's garage led to significant property damage, prompting legal actions from the garage owner. In the next slide, I will talk about the parties involved in this case. The plaintiff overview ranking garage and sales, and the plaintiff seeks a compensation for the damages in occurred due to JJ Allied Negligence representing a business entity focused on the automotive services and sales. The second one is defendant profile. JJ, the defendant, is an individual whose actions are central to the case accused of causing property damage. The third one is legal representation. Both parties are expected to be represented by legal counsel specializing in the tort law, which will play a crucial role in presenting their respective arguments and the evidence during the procedure. The next slide will be discussed by the Jashanpreet Kaur Gill.
This slide is legal claims and allegations. First one is negligence claim overview. The primary legal claim in this case revolves around negligence where Reckin Garage legals that JJ failed to exercise reasonable care resulting in property damage and financial loss. Second is breach of duty. Reckin Garage assets that JJ breaches a duty of care owed to them, arguing that his actions were not only careless but also directly lead the incident that caused significant damage. Third is damage sought. The plaintiff seeks compensatory damage for the losses incurred, including repair cost and potential loss of business revenue, emphasizing the financial impact of JJ alleged negligence on their operations. Next slide is initial court ruling. First is court's preliminary findings. The initial court ruling highlight the necessity of establishing a duty of care, determining that JJ's actions would potentially meet the threshold for negligence based on their circumstances presented. Second is evidence assessment. The court emphasizes the importance of evaluating evidence, including witness testimonies and expert opinions, to ascertain the validity of wrecking garage claims against JJ. Third is impact on case progression. The initial ruling set is a precedent for further legal proceedings, indicating that the case would proceed to trial to explore the nuisance of liability and damage in greater details. Next slide is represented by my friend Napreet.
Seventh slide is legal principles and duty of care. Definition of duty of care in tort law. The duty of care in tort law refers to the legal obligation of individuals or entities to adhere to a standard of reasonable care while performing acts that could forcibly harm others. This principle is foundational in negligence claims as it establishes the threshold for liability by determining whether a defendant's actions were sufficiently careless to warrant legal responsibility for any resulting damages. Eighth slide is application of duty of care in this case. Duty of care analysis in the case of Rankin's garage and sales VJJ, the application of duty of care hints on whether JJ's actions were forcible and if he breached the standard of care expected in commercial settings, thereby establishing a direct a link between his conduct and the damages incurred by the garage. Understanding forcibility. Forcibility in tort law refers to the ability of predict and anticipate at the potential consequences of one's action in the context of Rakin's garage and sales v JJ. It is crucial to determine whether JJ could have reasonable foreseen that his actions would lead to the damages claimed by a garage, thereby influencing the assessment of liability. Next slide will be represented by a Priyanka.
The next slide is forcibility and its role in liability. The concept of forcibility play a pivotal role in establishing liability, as courts often evaluate whether a defendant's conduct was forcible cause of harm. In this case, the court's interpre- entrepreneurship of forcibility will significantly affect the outcome regarding JJ responsibility for the damage incurred by Rinkin's garage. Next slide, please. In this slide, we will discuss court decision and reasoning. First is trial courts, funding and rationale. Another is assessment of negligence. Negligence. The, tri- the trial court decided that JJ did not act with the level of care that is normally expected in a business setting. Because of this, his action played a direct role in causing the harmful experience experienced by the Rinkage garage. Another is cautions link established. The court stressed the importance of proving a direct connection between JJ action and the damages that happened. It discussed that evidence showed clearly that careless was a major reason of the incidents at the Rinkage garage. So next slide will be represented by Robin Preet.
Ontario Court of Appeals upholding of a duty of a care, affirmation of a legal standards. The Ontario Court of Appeal upheld trail court's decision enforcing the standards surrounding the duty of a care, emphasizing that JJ's actions were foreseeable and constituted a breach, thereby establishing a clear precedent for a future negligence cases involving similar circumstances. Dissenting opinions and a majority decision. The dissenting opinions in the Rankin Garage and Sales v. JJ highlighted concerns regarding the majority interpretation of a forcibility, arguing that the majority failed to adequately consider the context of a JJ's actions and the potential for alternative explanations for the incident, which could undermine the established duty of a care and led to an unjust outcome. The next part will be continued by Arshdeep.
Hello everyone. I will discuss about implication of the ruling. The first one, legal example established. The ruling in ranking garage and sales VJJ sets a significant example regarding the interpretation of duty of care, influencing how future negligence cases may be adjudicated, particularly in commercial contexts. Second one, impact on liability standards. This case clarifies the standard for establishing forcibility in negligence claims, potentially leading to stricter liability for individuals and businesses whose actions result in harm to others. Third one, guidance for future cases. The implication of this ruling provide essential guidance for legal experts, emphasizing the importance through evidence, evolution, and the necessity of demonstrating a clear causal link between actions and damages in similar cases. Next slide about conclusion and implication for future cases. Summary of key findings. First, duty of care affirmed. The court ruling in Ranking Garage and Sales v. JJ reaffirmed the necessity of establishing a duty of care, emphasizing that JJ actions were forcible and constituted a breach of this duty. Second one, caution, and liability. A significant finding was the establishment of a direct causal link between JJ negligence and the damages incurred by Rankin Garage, which is critical for liability in negligence claim. Third one, expert for future cases. This case set a vital example regarding the interpretation of forcibility and the duty of care in commercial contexts, influencing how similar negligence cases may be adjudicated in the future. So this was my part. So next content will be provided by Drew.
Hello friends, my name is Sudhe. Now I am talking about impact on legal precedents. And the first one is establishment of duty of care. The ruling in Rankin's Garage and Sales v. JJ significantly reinforces the legal framework surrounding the duty of care, establishing clear guidelines for future neglect cases, particularly in commercial settings where foreseeability and reasonable conduct are critical factors in determining liability. And the second one is influence on future litigation. This case sets a precedent that may influence how courts interrupt neglect claims, potentially leading to stricter standards for liability and encouraging business to adopt more harness safety measures to mitigate risks associated with foreseeable harm to others. And the next slide is enhanced risk management practices. It is recommended that business implement comprehensive risk management strategies, including regular training for employees on safety protocols and the establishment of clear operational guidelines to minimize the likelihood of neglect claims similar to those seen in Ranikan's garage and sales VJJ. And the next slide is about for questioning and answer. Below is a list of potential questions and well-researched answers based on the Supreme Court judgment Ranikan's Garage and Sales Vijayji. And the first question is, what was the key issue in the case of Ranikan Garage and Sales Vijayji?
So I will give this answer. The central issue in this case was whether Rankin Garage or owned by a duty of care to prevent a car from being stolen from its premises, especially when the thief was a minor, and whether the garage should have foreseen the possibility of harm. Specifically, it concerns whether during a business case a garage could be liable for injuries caused by someone stealing a vehicle and then getting into an accident. So I this was my answer. So next question will be like by.
And the next question is, what was the Court of Canada's decision on this case? The answer is the Supreme Court of Canada ruled that Rankin Garage did not owe a duty of care to the plaintiff JJ, who was injured in a car incident after the car was stolen from the garage. The court held that while Rankin Garage may have been negligent in the leaving car unsecured, it was not reasonably foreseeable that a person would steal the car and suffer injury. Thus, no duty of care was established and the Rankin Garage was not found liable for the injuries.
And the next question is what was the role of the miners in this case and how did their actions impact the court's ruling?
The answer is in this case, two minors, including JJ, broke into Rankin Garage and stole an unsecured car. They later crashed the car, resulting in significant injuries to JJ. The fact that the car was stolen by a minor played a crucial role in the court's reasoning. The court found that while Rankin Garage may have been negligent in leaving the car unsecured, it was foreseeable that minor would break in, steal a car, and be injured. The action of the miners were considered an interviewing factor that reduced the foreseeability of the harm. So this was our presentation. We hope you like our presentation. So next, in next slide, we have given like references, and this call was recorded. So we will like upload this video link in the submission. Thank you.